that it ignores. You know, if on the day of your test you hadn't had a good night's sleep and you couldn't drive that fast or didn't want to, you'd still have to. Well, you'd be driving beyond your personal capabilities. And you'd be at risk, whereas what we're trying to encourage in a client-centred approach in coaching is that people learn to recognise their personal limitations. And if they're tired, they will drive slower, we want, and keep a bigger gap from the car in front than they might do if they were feeling on form. And
interesting.
That, for me, is, you know, it's interesting about ROSPA. And that's why I'm interested to hear that now you've decided to do it. But I think it's good so long as you look at it, Bob, and think, yeah, this is interesting about how the limits. Who imposes the limits? Just on his way.
Yeah, but I mean, he's just been chewing on at me for the last, I don't know, first he told me it would take you at least 26 weeks. 26 weeks? You could train a chimpanzee to do a lot of things like that with the time, you know. I said, and it's, you know, I said, what, you seem shocked? I said, you've never even seen me drive. And you're already telling me it's going to take me 26 weeks. What are you basing that on? You went, oh, feisty, yeah. I'm not feisty, I think it's a reasonable
Can
question.
I interrupt?
Yes.
To establish rapport, you should be outside the car till he comes in.
Okay.
Only because this is really imposing, and I don't know whether we should all get out. It might be a bit late now.
Yeah.
But he's coming into this hour space.
Yeah. Okie doke. Hello.
Hello.
Go on then. You're right.
I am, are you?
This is Bob.
Hey, James.
So,
Hi,
James.
I hope this isn't too intimidating for you.
No, you used to crowds, aren't you?
Yeah.
With your cage fighting. Right, I did explain to you what this is all about. Bob is an ADI, along with me, working with LDC, we've had a very interesting day and a half of coaching with Sue. And like the end, well, not the end product, but being that Sue is observing us. Would you mind if I did about half an hour, and then Bob did half an hour?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and then Sue's going to show us how to do it.
No, don't say it like that.
No, but do you mind if all three of us have about half an hour? That's fantastic.
It's going to be an hour and a half then.
Yeah, is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, have you got any time scales? Do you need to be back for anything? No? Brill.
So.
Have you come back on your bike today?
Yeah, got back about 15 minutes ago.
You had time for a coffee and a bit of a chill?
No, I had to clean house.
Oh dear. Did you make the mess?
Yeah.
Alright. How are you feeling with us, all three of us, being in the car?
It must have taken me about 5 minutes to get used to it.
Yeah. You okay
Should
with
be
it?
alright,
Yeah. You're not? Are you nervous or anything?
No. It's not.
Oh, very good. Where did you have that done?
In Firth. 25 quid.
Did you manage to have a look at the book?
I've had, no one said I got that certificate through post, and I was going to speak to my teacher. Well, he came in today and he gave me some more stuff, and he's coming in tomorrow afternoon. And I ain't got time to do it all at work because it's been, well, Andy's not here. So I'm really sorry that I ain't had time to do it.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. Your education's got to come first, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Really? Alright. Do you want to put that downside then? And if we get a chance later on, we might even be able to mark some targets off if we're okay.
Is that the new book?
Yes, that's the new book.
Alright, so I've got a copy.
Yeah, that's the new book. Okay. What I'd like to do, if it's okay with you, is just verbally recap what we've done. We've had 7, you know the other day you asked me how many lessons you'd had? We've had 7. Okay. So I'd like to recap it with you, get your feelings about how you think you've been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you'd like to go from here, so we can plan your progress, if you like. Okay. So this being the 8th lesson, okay, how do you think you've progressed from the first lesson to today?
I think I've done pretty well to do what I'm doing in 7 lessons so far.
What makes you feel like you've done well?
I sort of grasped it straight away, well, not properly, but with feet and coordination, sort of got used to it quite quick, I think.
What was your biggest worry? Can you remember what you said to me on that first lesson?
Buses and lorries and all.
Well, buses and lorries is one, but with the pedals.
What do you mean? I can't remember. What did I say? Got used to doing it.
About the gas pedal?
Oh yeah, a bit heavy footed.
You were worried about that, weren't you?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it now?
Getting used to it. It's alright now. Not as heavy as I was.
Do you feel like you can? Do you feel like you can feel the pedal now when you know when you're setting your gas and everything? Yeah. So, are you happy doing that?
Yeah.
While we're still talking about pedals, how do you feel about your clutch control now?
It's getting better compared to what it was when I started, and a few lessons after getting used to it, it still could be a bit smoother. And well, sometimes I still keep letting go of it a bit too quick.
Okay. Is there anything you can think of that you can do to control that clutch better? You know, like you said, letting it up too quick.
Well, I only seem to let up quick now when I'm at junctions and stuff, when I'm pulling out, and if I see something coming, it's just I try and rush it when I don't need to.
Okay.
So I just chill out a bit.
Chill out, yeah.
Yeah.
So what'll help you chill out then? What do you think about it?
Well, just take it out slow anyway and just relax.
Yeah. Okay. Right, we did junctions on the last lesson. Yeah. How do you think that went for your first lesson with junctions? Bearing in mind we also did roundabouts as well, didn't we? As part of it.
I thought it went alright.
Yeah. Is there anything you can do, if you can recall it, is there anything you can do to make the junctions better?
Mirrors, I need to check them a lot more, because I'm usually more concentrating on, well, I don't know, I need to, my positioning as well when I'm coming to the junction. I need to get in a bit more, and looking both ways, like quick, if you get me, a few times, and then when I'm pulling out, look to it left instead of looking that way.
Brilliant, yeah. So you've actually remembered everything that we've said in the past. Yeah. So how do you feel about today then? What would you like to do today with today's lesson, first of all? Where would you like to go?
Where would I like to go? What time is it first?
It's 1:15-ish.
Um,
There's no time restraint. We don't have to get, you know what I mean? We're not going half an hour and that's it.
I quite liked it where we went last time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Last time I talked you through quite a bit, didn't I? Particularly the two busier or junctions that can be busy. What would you like me to do today? Would you the options?
A bit of both, sort of, and then like maybe like a few speak me through, and then I'll do a few the rest. Try and do it myself.
So speak you through what the busy junctions or
Yeah, busy ones.
Okay. How about the roundabouts? Because last week, you know, the roundabout up by the what's it called? Railway pub.
Yeah.
On the drive out there, you said you didn't like that roundabout. Why?
I fell off my bike there and crashed it.
Did you? Right. So how does that make you feel when you're approaching it?
I don't know, I just always feel nervous coming to that one, I don't...
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything I can do to help you there?
Just talk me through that one.
Just that one?
Yeah.
Right. Full talk through or just prompting, see how you're getting on, just encourage you?
Yeah.
Just a bit of encouragement? Okay. Alright. Anything you want to ask before we start? You alright?
Yeah.
Spot on. Okay, so do you want to get yourself sorted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do this again. Move.
Yeah. Where's keys, Bob? I think. That'd be useful, wouldn't it?
No.
Have you gone there? I didn't.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, James.
It's alright, isn't it?
What do you think?
Well, I can't really see much out my left eye. It's blowing down a little tiny bit. I don't know.
How do you check that that it's in the right place?
Middle of your head, innit?
Yeah. So if you turned your head round after you've done that, would you be able to see it?
I can't
Is
do
your
that.
shoulder still bad?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the right place. If you were to have an accident, yeah, best way to think about it, and you got pushed forward and thrown back because your seatbelt, would your head restraint be in the right place?
What now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. Are you still struggling with your shoulder?
Mm. Quite a bit.
Is that going to affect your driving at all?
I don't think so, no.
No. Okay.
Shouldn't do.
No. If it does, shout out.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just put my seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I can just confirm what we've agreed, you just want me to help you through the railway roundabout
Yeah.
and give you a few prompts when it comes to the two busy junctions, if needed, if you feel that it's needed. But the rest of the time you're going to have a go at it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right then, if you've no questions, we'll start.
I always forget how you take lock off this. Yeah.
Go on. Go on.
Is
Do what you think you should do.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I'll go with me.
Okay. Do you know your way there? Do you know where we're going to training area? Or do you need me? Oh, okay. Would you like me to tell you then?
Yes, please.
Okay. The aircon's on. Let me know if you get too cold. Won't you?
Oh, I get cold in this.
Alright.
Wait, what?
So how did you think you did that junction? With it being your first one?
Alright.
Yeah. Did you forget anything? Just forgot to signal. It just benefits somebody, wouldn't it?
Alright.
Yeah. Alright. So we're turning right at the roundabout. And then we're going to turn left at the end of the road. weren't quite. What did you say then, James? I didn't quite hear you.
Well, I didn't turn in enough, did I?
Okay.
I'm thinking I don't know.
Shall we discuss that when we stop?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the roundabout we're going to be turning right. Alright. So I think the best thing to do is, if you get your speed all the way, slow it down so that you've got time to see, because it's from the left you can't see, isn't it? Yeah. That's it. Any observations? That's alright. It's okay. That's
I think
alright.
I did that right well.
But you've got to overcome your nerve on that one, haven't you? Alright. At the end of the road, we're turning left. So with this one, with it being on a hill, what procedure are we going to need?
You did to left, didn't you?
I did, yeah, I did. And we turn in left again at the end of the road. Can you see anything there, James, at all?
Mm.
So what are you thinking now? How did that go?
Alright.
Just all right?
I don't. Good.
Yeah.
And
All right. Yeah. What we will do, if you want, is when we get off the main road, we'll have a little chat about the junctions we've done.
yeah.
Do you want to do that? What effect can the sun have on their brake lights?
Can't see him as well.
Sometimes, yeah. Did you get the feeling his brake lights came on back there?
They did, didn't they? Or did
Yeah.
they not?
I'm going to take the next road on the right. All I'm going to say to you here is just think about your speed. You know what that is, do we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop. Looking.
Okay, James, well done. So if you can find somewhere that's safe and convenient for you to pull up on the left, you choose the spot. You just tell me where you're pulling up.
I'll pull up after this one.
Okay.
Should I have indicated that?
No.
Right then. Oh no. Can't
Okay.
see.
Good.
After them.
Right, so we're just going to carry on for a bit longer then, yeah? You made the right decision not changing gear, but tell me why you've not changed gear.
I'm on a hill. I think.
Listen to the engine. Once we start going down the hill, do you think it'll have an effect on us then? So looking well ahead, where do you think would be the best place to pull up?
After all, that can happen.
Well done.
to do it there, wasn't it?
Oh, well done, well spotted. Is it somewhere near the telegraph pole, do you think?
Yeah.
That was rubble. Ignore
Oh,
it.
right.
Well,
So, that sound healthy.
yeah. Okay. Just switch the engine off just for a bit. Give it a... Okay, so how do you think you've done then in that last 5 minutes or so? Bear in mind what we've done the roundabout you don't like because of the accident, and we've done a couple of busy junctions.
I feel like I made a few mistakes, so I don't know what.
Well, what mistakes do you think you've made?
I don't know, I just when you just feel like you've done something wrong but you're not sure what.
If we look at, shall we? Do you want to recap the junctions? So we've done like the one roundabout, well, 2 roundabouts, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one where you live and the one you don't like. How did you think you dealt with those 2 roundabouts?
Alright.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Could you have done either of them any better? Not a trick question.
Oh, yeah.
Go on, how? If you feel that you could have done it better.
The first one, I think, I don't know, I felt like I went a bit too quick around it.
Okay. So, what can we do to rectify that next time?
Slow down.
Yeah. Okay. What about the second one?
Didn't indicate early enough. Don't think I did anyway.
Okay. Was there anybody around to benefit from a signal? Can you remember? I don't know if you can remember that far back.
Was there a car behind me went forward? Can't remember.
Yeah. There was a car behind you, so if you'd have signalled, would it have benefited that car behind? All right. So can we learn from that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Acting on what we're seeing as mirrors, really, isn't it?
Mhm.
Okay. The junction at on the hill there, and that was one of them that I was going to give you prompts on.
Which one? The one where?
Where we turn left, where the open anchor pub is. Have you noticed I go everywhere with pubs?
Oh,
Where the open anchor pub is, where you turned left on the
yeah,
hill
yeah.
there. Yeah. Do you think you did most of that yourself?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? Bearing in mind you'd asked me for help.
To be honest, I didn't realise much. I was too busy concentrating.
What do you think? That's a good thing that you didn't realise.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And then the last one, when we came down to the bottom of the church, which is the other one that I was going to help you with. All right. How do you feel about that, particularly your road position?
I don't think. Couldn't have been over to the left a bit more. I'm not sure. Can't. We're alright, wasn't it?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah. You were going a bit wide, but you rectified it. Great. So the 2 junctions I'd planned on helping you and prompting, did yourself. So how does that make you feel?
Bit better.
Yeah. All right. And then the one that can really cause a problem, turning right, just at the bottom of this road, when the guy flashed his lights at you. Who did all that? How does that make you feel?
A lot better.
Yeah, all right, absolutely spot on. Made even worse by somebody flashing the lights at you. All right, did you make the right decision?
Yeah.
Did you wait and make sure that it was safe, or did you just go?
I waited, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
And you also, which is really good, acknowledged them. Yeah. Yeah, you've done it twice.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you think then? If I ask you that question again, how do you think you've done it in the last 5 minutes?
Really well.
All right, well done. Shall we carry? Do you want to carry on?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. We know we're coming to a roundabout.
It's left, didn't it?
We're going to turn left and immediately right. Okay.
Nice one.
You remember this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Learn from the roundabouts, from what you've just said, what you need to do to make it better. Yeah? Alright, okay. Any questions? Okie doke. Do you think a signal might help that learner then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're turning left and then immediately right.
Yep.
Okay, so what can we see well ahead?
Traffic lights and park cars and everything.
The situation, well done. Okay, so what caused that?
Too quick on roads.
Yeah. So what's going through your mind as we're driving towards these traffic lights?
What's on the other side?
What's on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you consider whether or not they were going to be changing or not? Because they've just turned to green.
I don't think there would have been.
Alright. Okay, roundabout, we're going to take the second road on your left. Second road on your left. So we'll treat this the same as you cancel your signal. Because it's the second road.
Yeah.
Alright.
Can't find it. Did too quickly.
Alright, so what do we need to do next time?
Slow down.
Yeah. With it being the second road on your left, if I'd have allowed you to have signalled left, what would that have led people to believe?
First.
Yeah. Okay, so where are you looking as we're driving down this road?
Ahead.
Well ahead.
Mirrors, yeah.
Yeah, whereabouts? Give us an example.
Corner.
Brilliant. So do you think that's as far as you can do any sort of planning?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is your speed appropriate for the road conditions?
I'd say so, yeah. Oh dear.
So what do you need to be able to do in these sort of conditions with estates and stuff, speed-wise?
20. What do you mean, what speed or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say about 20.
Yeah. We're going to take the second road on your left again, roundabout. Don't worry about that.
I'm sorry, too much for Logan.
No. Talk about that in a minute.
Don't let go of it too quick, didn't
Pardon?
I? To let go of it too quick.
Yeah. We're going to take the next road on your left and then the first road on your right. Right? We've got a little bit of a hill, so what will be the best gear for you?
Second. First.
Yeah? And then we're taking the first road on the right. Did that feel controlled?
Yeah.
Good. So the speed that you're travelling at, had that person misjudged it and pulled out, could you have stopped safely?
Yeah.
That's what you have to bear in mind, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might need to move the chair back a bit.
Okay. We're going to take the second road on your left, this being your first one, and then we'll pull up on the left and let you sort that out. And then if you just pull up where it's safe, where you would actually leave your car overnight, if you like. Yeah. Okay. So why do you need to move your seat back?
It was like catching.
Okay. Yeah. So, is there anything you could have done when we first got in, or when you first got in the car?
Checked it.
All right.
Properly. Arms.
Yeah. Just something that we learn through experience. Yeah. If you'd have needed to have got to the brake and the clutch very quickly, if the kiddie had run out in front, do you think you'd have been able to have stopped the car as quick as what you would do now?
No. I don't.
With your seat moved forward, do you think it would have affected the way that you'd have been able to have got to the brake and the clutch?
Oh, not the brake, no. Not them, no, just my hands.
So it wouldn't have affected your braking and stuff. Okay. But we've recognised it and we can learn. Can we learn from that?
Definitely.
Yeah, okay. Can you remember this area at all? Where we were last week?
Yeah.
Yeah? Now here's a plan for you. Would you like to have a go at doing any of these junctions by yourself, but you just tell me where you're going?
Don't know where they go. Where did they go?
Alright, so you don't remember it that well?
No, I just remember which ones.
Alright, fair enough.
That up there and then
down at the bottom?
it going round.
Yeah. Well, do you want to do that then? Just one large circuit back to here. Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. And if you're not sure, shout out and I'll tell you.
Okay.
Alright. So what we are going to do now is you're actually going to drive me. I'm just going to be a passenger. See how you get on.
Okay.
Yeah, does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing me, I didn't use.
Do you want these sunglasses?
No, it's just it go blocking that bit.
Oh,
I've never
right.
doing my training.
How do you think your road position was then, just coming round that corner?
Bit too far.
Okay. Can you see? Yep. Good. Feeling control there? Of the situation? Were you in total control?
Of the car or just
Everything.
Yeah.
The situation, yeah.
is it?
Can you see where that sign's flipping out?
Yeah,
It's your
is
next
that-
left. Yeah, that's where we're going. So as you're driving round this bend, what do we have to be aware of coming
Oncoming
towards?
cars.
Yeah. So what would be the best position to take up?
Like this.
Yeah. Do you know where you are?
Is it second left?
It is. Yeah. Back to the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can find somewhere to pull up again, that'd be great. Just pop switch engine off just for a second. How did that feel?
Alright.
Just alright. Did you feel like you were driving this car? You yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, alright. Is there anything you can do that you feel that you can do to make it a little bit better? Or do you think it's as good as what it can be?
Well, it's a position at row. When I'm going around slight bends, I always seem to bugger off that way a bit.
Why do you think you seem to bugger off that way?
I think it's because I'm turning my head to try and look round corner. See what's a bit further coming round.
Okay, so we'll split that up a little bit. So, why are you turning? There's nothing wrong in this. I'm not criticising. Why are you turning your head to look round the corner?
I can see if I was coming round.
Brill. So there's no wrong with that, is there?
No.
Yeah. All right. So is there anything we can do then? So we need to try and turn round, see if we can get the view round, don't we? So what do you think we can do to keep the car in a good position?
Well, keep my hands in the same place when I turn my head.
Do you want to
When
try
I go
that?
like that, my hands are going at the same time.
Yeah. All right. So if we try to rectify that next time. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. But good on you for trying to see round the bend. That's fantastic. And the advantages. What are the advantages of trying to look round a bend before we approach it? Any bend, not just in an estate.
You got more visibility of what's going round, and if you've got more chance of stopping in time,
Fantastic.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, as a biker, you'd appreciate that, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're thinking we've got a bike head on there, but we should transfer it to the car as well.
Mm.
Fantastic. Junctions. How do you think you've done?
Alright.
All right. Was you, because before you showed concern of being a little bit wide,
Hmm.
do you think your position was okay on them?
Was it a bit wide on this first one? I can't really remember.
You can't remember. Do you want me to tell you, or do you going to try and recall it? What do you think? If I'd have been sat there and you would have been sat here, would you have said anything to me like you were too wide, you were too close?
I don't think so.
So do you think you were just about right?
Was it?
You were a little bit wide.
Oh.
If I were just a little bit, right?
Oh,
Do you know why you're going a little bit wide, when particularly on a sweeping junction?
so I'm not getting this in far enough, am I, when I'm coming to a stop?
Well, yeah, because it's the position. But do you
Well,
know,
is it my head as well, not looking into the turn?
we could try that, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if the road bends, thinking of your front wheels of your car, are your front wheels of the car better being straight or turned slightly into the way that you want to go?
Turned,
All right.
I think.
Because if
That's
they're
what I'd do.
turned, yeah. So if they're turned, which way are you going to go when you start moving?
Left.
Yeah.
Well,
But
what
if
way
the
they're
if they're
facing.
forward,
And go forward.
shall we try that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to do that circuit again, or do you want me to put a few little extra junctions in for you?
few little extra ones.
Okie doke. So you won't know where you are, so do you want me to give you instruction?
Yes, please.
Alright then.
Sorry to interrupt, Pat. Should we be thinking of...
What time is it? Yes. Half
I
an
just
hour.
suddenly thought...
Yeah.
Sorry,
So,
James.
Alright.
do you want me to do any sort of feedback here, or let...
No, should we just carry on? I'll swap over,
Swap over and just
carry
carry
on.
on.
If that's all right with James.
Is that alright with you, James? Yeah.
If Bob just jumps in and pretends that he's Pat.
I do that on a weekend, normally.
We don't need to know that.
Do you know where you are here?
As long as we don't wander too far away.
Just
If we're
round-
just doing round the route,
We're
then
just
then I know,
doing
yeah.
round here.
I think.
Yeah.
I think.
If not, I can give you directions.
Well, I think that's fine,
Yeah.
isn't it? If
Yeah.
you need to jump in and...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I can do this loop round here,
Directions.
because, yeah, I think.
Yeah. I just normally second left, first left, up to the top left, and then left, and we're back here.
Yeah.
Third left.
No, we're doing something different.
Oh,
We're going to test you.
yeah.
Thanks, James.
It's alright.
Sorry, we're getting my leg out.
Do you mind if I just go back a little bit, sir?
Of course not.
Just a smidgen.
No, it's fine. Go. You go all the way back if you want.
How's that?
No, that's too far. That's fine. Thank you.
Hello, James.
Hello.
We meet properly. Thanks for agreeing to be guinea pig today for us all practicing our skills. Yeah, you'll get your reward in heaven. So we're gonna carry on from where we were before. But before we do that, if you wouldn't mind if I just asked you, the next half an hour we're going to be doing some stuff. Ideally, what would you want from that? If you could have anything you wanted.
Well, I still think I need to get grips of junctions properly.
Okay.
I don't feel comfortable enough with them yet.
Okay. Which bit of it are you not comfortable with?
Well, it's just looking into the corner that I keep not doing enough, and
Okay.
like getting a bit further into the corner when you come into a stop. If you get me?
Yeah, to kind of
Yeah,
sort of tuck in, if you like. Is that what you mean?
Mm.
You want to get the car
yeah.
to position a little bit further around. How do you think you might do that?
Well, that is at the end, the third.
Yeah. So if we talk about the one at the end.
Yeah. If I was going to do that one now,
Mhm.
I'd when I'm driving the car, I don't think as much. I just do. If you get-
Right.
Like, I don't know how to explain it. But I think I could do it by slowing my speed down a bit more,
Okay.
and instead of looking straight that way whilst I'm coming to the end of the junction, get myself positioned, then look, then turn.
Okay. So how would you kind of prompt yourself to do that? Do you think?
Maybe my prompt again.
Well, sort of remind yourself, if you like.
Not sure.
Okay. So we're wanting to kind of get that looking in the right place and tucking in. How can I help you do that? Is there anything I can do that might help you to manage that?
Maybe on like the first one, talk me through it, and
Okay.
then after that, do it myself, and then what I don't do, what I should be doing, tell me.
Okay. So looking beyond, we'll come back to that in a second if you don't mind. Looking beyond that, the next junctions, what do you want to do? So we talked about that one in particular, but what else would you maybe want to get out of the next half an hour?
Just a bit of take a corner like these, or well, it's just when I'm coming to these little ones,
Mhm.
I always seem to forget mirrors. Well, I have done on my overlay, so I'm not sure about today. I can't remember. But it's just my mirrors, really.
Okay. So how can we get that to happen, do you think, and make you do all the work here?
Just remind me a few times, and then I'll mostly get perhaps and just do it myself
Okay.
without
okay.
having to think about having to do it.
Well, that would be a one way of doing it. Can you think of any other ways we might do that?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Would you mind if I made a suggestion?
Yeah.
How do you think it would be if we swapped seats and you told me how to do it?
Bloody hell. I won't be able to do that.
Why ever not?
I'm rubbish at stuff like that. When people ask me to explain stuff at work and try and talk them through it, I can't do it.
Okay, that's fine. It's just a thought. We don't have to do it at all. So, if I can just kind of recap what we've talked about. You want to get yourself tucked in here at this junction at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I assume we're meaning at all that kind of junction.
Yeah.
And on this kind of approach here, you want to work on your mirror work.
Yeah.
You'd like me to maybe just give you a little reminder on the first times you do it, and then maybe leave you to.
Mm-hmm.
How will we decide when I tell you and when I don't?
What do you mean? What decide like when I'm?
So let's say, for example, we're coming up here, and I'm saying, "You're right. Okay, check your mirrors now, James. Do this, do this, do this, do this. Right? Let's go around the block." When will I stop doing that? In an ideal world for you.
As I'm going round, just like halfway round bend.
Okay. And then let's assume we've got that done right. The next time we come round, how much help will you need then? And how will we decide?
Well, the next time round, if you don't remind me, and I'll try and do it myself, and if I don't look enough, tell me.
Okay. You're happy to go with that? We'll try that round this one loop and come back to here and then maybe review how it went?
Yeah.
I mean, what we're trying to do is to just find things that work for you, which is why we want to ask you the questions all the time. But let's try that and review it after we run it. That sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Okay. Make yourself comfy. When you're ready, follow the road ahead.
It needs to be on, doesn't it?
It does. Tricky with the extra bodies in the car, isn't it?
Yeah. Still under pressure.
Not pressure. So at the end of this road, we're going to take the road to the left. Thinking about what you told me you wanted to do. How did that feel?
A lot better now. I've sort of told myself what I'm going to do.
I didn't say anything. Didn't need to, because you'd done it. That was well done. You were ready for it. So what are we looking for here?
Vehicles.
Okay. That's nice timing. Let's hit the next road on the left. So what were we going to be working on here? Can you remember? What was it you wanted to have?
There is. I'll be able to do it. Perfect.
That's it. Okay. How was that, do you think?
Okay, I think.
Was it better than before? What was it you were looking to get out of it?
I felt like that was a lot more. I don't know. I feel like I was a lot more into the bend. If you get me.
So what was different about that time when you did it to times before, do you think?
I felt a lot. Oh, I feel like my speed was perfect.
Second road on the left, please, James.
Remember it now, but
Well, Let's see if you can put into practice with this one then. And again, if you can find a convenient place to pull her on that. How did that one feel?
Oh, I don't know, it feels like that time round we're a bit more controlled by myself.
Busted. Okay, so looking back at that, you said that you felt they were more in control and everything seemed to work. And what was it that you said that made the difference?
I think it's because I remember to actually look into the corner properly.
Okay.
That was what helped me go round it a bit better anyway.
Okay. And you had the time to do it, didn't you?
Yeah.
What do you think created that time?
Speed.
So do you think that maybe is the determining factor?
Well, if your speed's at a decent speed, I don't know how to explain things.
Well, it doesn't matter. So you start. So if you're at the right speed, what does that enable you to do? How does that make you feel then?
It feels like I could, like at a slow speed going to a corner, it feels like you've got a lot more control over the vehicle than you would going fast.
Okay, cool. So if we're gonna maybe take that forward and think about any junction anywhere, even if it's a road you've never been on before, what will you do?
Slow down.
And do you think that'll give you the time to do what you need to do?
Yeah. Use time to think as well.
Okay. So using that information, how can we now take that forward? What should we do next, do you think, to help develop?
I don't know any of these roads.
Okay. If you wouldn't mind me making a suggestion, we can do. You don't mind?
I'm not.
Okay.
Well,
If we went on the second left here, and Pat will correct me if I'm wrong. If we go second left, first left, that brings us back to here. So we can go round in a loop.
second left.
So
then
second
first
left, first. I mean, I'll direct you. I'll give you the directions as we go around, and that gives us both types of junction. Would you think that maybe doing that loop might help us?
Yeah.
And while we're doing that, what do you think we can do to get things to get it so you're comfortable with it?
What way?
Doing that little loop.
What comfortable with actually just control?
Sorry, I didn't make that clear. What I'm wanting to ask you, I'm just trying to find the right words, is what will make you happy at the end of that? To think, yeah, happy with that now. What are we looking for?
I'm not sure. I don't know what needs work on.
In my head, I think it's fine.
Oh.
But in your head, it isn't, I think.
Well, now you've told me.
Right. Thanks for that. That's not helped at all. What we're trying to do is really sort of, if you thought about both of these types of junctions, what I want to try and find is something we can do where in your head you went, tick, job done. Finished with them, work on something else. Does that make it clearer or not? Have I muddied the waters?
I don't know. I'm slightly confused.
Okay. Let's take a step back then and give me a little bit of time to think here. We had some issues before, or you had some issues with the junction stuff. Do you think it would be reasonable now to leave those alone and work on something else? Or would you like, okay, then that's what we'll do. What would you like to do next?
What is there to do?
I don't know, I've got a headache. Because I don't know the area outside of here, what would be the next logical step, really? How close are we to where Crossroads are?
Quite close.
Are we? Okay. You didn't hear that conversation. So the next logical step from where we're at, I suppose, is perhaps Crossroads. Do you think that might be a reasonable thing to go on to?
Yeah.
Okay. What's new about Crossroads that we haven't done already?
Well, it's both ways and ahead.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
And how will you approach that differently?
More, I'll definitely stop before instead of keep, like, if I was going to come to that, if I see it's clear, I'll carry on going, but if I see that it's clear at Crossroads, in my, well, if it were me, I'd stop anyway and just double check everything.
Okay. So the priorities are slightly different, aren't they? You'll have seen this on your bike, haven't you? So you've got that kind of experience. Do you want to investigate what we're going to do in a bit more detail, or do you want to just have a go?
I'd like to have a go.
Then let's do that. Drive on when you're ready.
Second left, Bob.
Okay.
Do you want me to give you directions with you or not?
So if we go second left, up at the end, and right at the pub.
No, but
No, Pat will give us the directions.
you're nearly there, but don't want to confuse you.
I made you work there, didn't I?
Yeah.
And me.
Not very good at explaining me.
Well, that's two of us then. We'll take the second road on the left.
Next left.
Yeah, and then the first left. Oh, industrial. That's well done. Excellent. Nicely handled. Next road on the left, please. That's nice. Like the position you took. Danger here? What do you think?
It could be oncoming with it.
Yes. Absolutely right. So the last couple of junctions feel?
Alright, good.
Who did all that work?
Me.
Yeah.
Right at the end.
Okay. I won't repeat the directions, you can hear them well enough, can't you?
Yeah.
So how much can we see here?
Nothing.
That's excellent, nicely done. Well done.
Left and then right.
Left at the end of this road, and then the first road to the right. How'd that feel?
Okay, I just feel like I don't know.
Right.
I'm not sure.
It's good. How was that one in terms of positioning?
Better.
Absolutely. Next road on the right, please. And this is a crossroads. So who has priority here out of these three cars?
Is it? Would have been me.
It should have been, yeah.
Left. Roundabout.
Oh, yeah. And at the roundabout, we'll take the road to the left. It's the first exit.
Yep.
That's well done.
Right.
You never know, do you?
Oopsie daisy.
Good, well done.
Crossroads at the bottom, so you choose whichever way you want to go and I'll direct you from there.
Oh, okay. That's a nice control of the speed. That's well done. Ready for anything, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, as you look ahead, what have we got?
Up, left, right.
Crossroads.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead at this one. That's nice.
Oopsie daisy.
So if there was somebody on that road and were turning right, who would go first?
Would it be me?
It would. It would. Well done. What if he wasn't going to let you?
I'd have to wait.
Correct.
Next right.
Next one on the right, please, James. Right. Some added dangers here. What do you think they are?
Hard to get that on the sharp bend.
Yeah.
Then
Well done.
Next right.
And the next one on the right. It's nicely done.
cool.
How'd that feel?
Alright.
Right again.
Right at the end of this road.
Some people back.
Okay, that's nice. You've done. You've took yourself straight back in. Well done. Oh, at the end of this road, we'll turn left, please. What was that for a hill start?
Far away quite well, that.
It did. Well held. Well held. Go right round and back.
Yeah.
Go left.
All right. Okay. Well, sorry. We'll go left at the first exit.
Come back to that crossroads.
All right. Okay. So we'll take the next one on the left. And then, if you wouldn't mind finding a convenient place to pull over on the left,
Yeah.
once we're in here.
You take the next left.
Yeah, that's probably next left and then. Oh, I see where we are. Then we can pull over on the left can't we, once we get the new road. What, no ping? Okay, so how do you feel that went?
Quite well.
Yeah. Who did most of the work there?
Me.
What was what helps you to make the decision when you get there, do you think? It's perhaps a leading question.
I don't know. I just do it.
How much do you think your motorcycle experience helps?
Yeah, quite a lot.
So do you have the same concerns approaching junctions on your bike?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay. What do you think? I'm trying to think of a different question. Where do you think that concern comes from?
Been knocked off.
Yeah, I've been over a couple of bonnets. It rattles you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, is it something that causes you a major issue, or is it just a?
What, been knocked off? Well, I had a fear, well, still have sort of got a big fear of buses and lorries and stuff because I ended up undone.
That's not going to do much for your confidence, is it? So, thinking about that, how can you kind of learn to deal with that? What do you think you need to...
Well, I think it was the last lesson or lesson before that I had with Pat. I didn't even acknowledge it was there when I went past the bus, I think.
Okay, good.
I just thought I just switched off.
Okay, so that's... Would you regard that as progress?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Okay, so how will you deal with that going forward?
I think I've sort of not over it, but when I'm in the car, I feel safe. I don't feel like it's intimidating me. Sounds stupid, but
No, far from it. Far from it. No, it's good. It's your control skills at the junctions are fantastic. The hill start. How do you think that went?
well, that one when I nearly stalled it were a bit off, but I caught it back. So that first one.
Was that one where we went just slightly uphill and we were going left?
Yeah, I liked that one.
So it's, as you said, you're quite right. You know, you nearly stalled it, but you caught it. How good do you think your clutch control needs to be to do that?
Very good.
It does, doesn't it? It does. So if I was to ask you how you felt that went and what you might be able to do going forward from here, what would you think?
I'd like to do it again.
Okay. And what sort of level of help do you want from me this time?
The same, just directions.
Okay, and then just let you get on with it. Okay. Should we do another loop? Or are we... Oh, no, we won't.
Oh, sorry, I was
Oh, sorry, I thought you were looking at your watch.
No, just so that you know, the next junction we come to is that crossroads.
Right. I thought it was, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. If you want to go across that,
Okay.
T-junction right, roundabout right, and then you're back on
Back
the
on the
loop.
bottom one. Right. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead of the next crossroads. On you go when you're ready.
It's not sure, but I really need to go to the toilet. Really bad.
I think in that case, Bob, if you swap over,
Okay.
head office is the closest place.
Right, okay.
My concentration.
Yeah, what's not going to help?
Head office around Morrison's. We'll go Morrison's. We can.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that'll be right here. Click on your head, don't you? Quickest and shortest way, right here. Then left. Then right. We are quite fortunate, quite a good train.
Yes.
Well, the extra weight in the car, Bob.
It's just so gutless, this car. Oh, dear me.
Roundabout left, I think you'll know where you are then, Bob. Oh, test centre.
Oh, yeah,
Test centre. Alright, test centre.
of course. to say, how badly do you need to go?
Not long now, James. In the yellow door, James, on your left.
Yellow door.
And straight through.
The door on the left.
Head office.
Oh, really? Oh, well, that's why some of the filming is here then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, anyway. That's,
Yeah. Bit of a difference, isn't it?
Well, I did want to investigate the motorcycle thing because I can see, because I mean I know where he is, that was an issue. But then it occurred to me once I got into it, that was my agenda, not his really. But it was a useful time to discuss that, I think.
It's a good thing to discuss, and I think it can be.
Because he was very, I thought, why is he so twitchy here? At junctions, he's probably like making absolutely certain it's clear to go before he goes. And what's that about? And I thought, I wonder.
He also, not lesson before, pulled out on a push bike.
Right, okay.
I think that also. He was shocked that he'd actually pulled out on a push bike, being a bike rider himself.
Yes, yeah.
He was really annoyed.
Having
with
had
himself.
that done to himself.
Mm.
So we're kind of,
Well, yeah, what are you going to do now? Do
do you want to swap around? And
We could swap around now.
okay.
Yeah.
And then, how long will it take to get back to his house?
From here, 10 minutes.
Okay. So it might be that I don't do much more than that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We'll just see.
Well, there is a little estate where we started, which is just opposite where.
I can't get out. I think it must have child lock.
I was going to say, I'll just stand over here, shall I? Soundproof locks are on.
There's a little estate where we started.
Yeah, from here, there's a little estate with a few junctions, and there's usually lots of parked cars and
Okay.
kids around.
Okay. Yes, it's a good idea. No child lock on that.
It's a very clean boot, that, isn't it?
Sorry, partner.
It's a very clean boot.
It
We've
blooming
got-
is. I've just seen this.
No, James, you can't have it.
It's not even a proper V twin,
Oh,
it's a
I bet
rubbish
it's-
Yamaha.
It is rubbish.
Oh. Is that anything like your bike then?
No, mine's a sports bike.
Oh, right, okay. Well, where do you ride it?
Old man.
I've sold it now, I sold it last week. I'm wanting a R6.
An R6.
He'll know what
Oh, he'll know. Yeah. Is that a, what size
that
is it?
one
What
next to us
size
is all
engine is an
small.
R6?
600cc. Oh, I'm going to
Right,
get a
okay.
Bandit 600, I'm not sure yet.
Okay. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Very fast.
All right then. So let's have a little think about where we are up till now, and on a scale of 0 to 10, where 10 is I feel totally comfortable with junctions, and 0 is I feel totally uncomfortable with junctions, where would you put yourself now?
With just normal junctions, I'd say about 10.
About 10, totally comfortable. And what's a normal junction?
Well, like, I think it's if you go, is it up that way towards, is there a petrol station up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that,
Yes, apparently.
That sort of junction.
That sort of junction.
Yeah.
So describe that to me. What makes that a normal junction for you? T-junction.
Yeah.
Okay. So emerging out of a T-junction, what is it, on a level road, uphill, downhill?
Well, level road and downhill, up, maybe uphill would be a bit. Maybe I've not really. I've had a few tries it, but I think I'd need a few more just with clutch control and that.
Okay, so normal for you would be level and perhaps a bit downhill, but not necessarily uphill.
Well, maybe a little bit, but if it were steep.
Okay. And that one that you did earlier with Bob, where you managed to hold it on the bite and not stall it.
It was the first time I've done it so perfect.
Yeah. Okay. And are there any kind of junctions then, James, where you perhaps wouldn't give yourself a 10 in terms of how comfortable you feel? By junctions, I mean roundabouts, crossroads, T-junctions.
Well, I've had a few goes at some roundabouts, but I'd like to do roundabouts at some point soon.
Okay.
I've not really had a proper go at them.
Okay. And I know on the drive out you had a couple of roundabouts, didn't you? And I know that there's that one that you said you didn't like.
No. Don't like that one.
And you said something about coming off your bike there.
Yeah.
Is that a different incident from being under a bus?
Yeah. I've come off my bike quite a few times. None of them have been my fault.
Okay, do you want to tell me a little bit more about that roundabout where you came off your bike?
What do you mean?
What happened?
Oh, well, as I was coming around, the person who was some stupid idiot came zooming right corner and just went straight into the side of me from the left, so it didn't look.
Okay. All right. So okay, at that blind corner, you were coming out, and he should have been giving way to you. Okay.
But I was like just about to go down to. I was just about to pull out.
And you were going to go right.
Well, that's not hard to explain it. There's that one there, and then there's the one there, and then there's a turn off there. Well, I was just turning off.
Yeah.
And he came straight round and hit the back end of my bike.
Okay. And what happened to you?
I went sliding down road. And do you know there's like that metal fence corner? I was lodged in that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I don't like that corner. Well,
and when you say you were lodged in it, what do you mean?
Well, my arm was in it between bars, and that's why my shoulders knackered from, and then that I sort of recovered, and then I was doing UFC and took a few hits to this arm and just did it in again.
Okay. So when you come up to that roundabout that you say really quite strongly, I don't like it, what do you feel? Can you give a word to what you feel?
I don't know, I feel like I don't, but I feel like I'm going to hesitate to go around it, but I don't. So heart speeds up a bit.
Heart speeds up a bit, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's nervousness?
Yeah, nervous.
Okay. All right. Do you have that same feeling at any other junctions?
No, I think it's just because that's where it happened.
Okay.
I think that's why it bothers me.
Okay. All right. So we've got about 20 minutes left, and it's going to take us about 10 minutes to drive back to yours. Do you know the way from here at all?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I know where that. I can see.
Okay.
I know where we are. I can see it flies.
Good. So would you be able to find the route back home on your own? Okay. Now, in order to do that, what skills are you going to have to need in order to be able to plan your route and think about the control of the car?
I've already planned route. I don't know, just a lot of concentration.
Do you think it's going to be more challenging than if I'd said to you, okay, take the next road on the left,
Definitely.
take the next road on the right? What sort of things make it more challenging?
Well, I've planned my own route, even though I know the way. I could still, because of concentration, because it's a car and not a bike, because I'm concentrating on it, I can still miss a corner or still mess it up, sort of, because it's, well, doing it myself, concentrating more, and when I concentrate more, I seem to make more mistakes.
Okay, and when you say because it's a car and not a bike, what do you mean by that?
Because I'm 100% used to riding bikes and not a car.
Okay. So part of your brain is having to focus and concentrate on the controls of the car, and yet part of your brain is now having to concentrate on remembering which way you need to go on the roads. And that's the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
So on a scale of 0 to 10, where 10 is I'm going to do this absolutely brilliantly, and 0 is I'm going to make a complete and utter hash of this, where would you put yourself?
That's a 50-50, because I don't know what's going to happen. So 5.
Okay. And when you say you don't know what's going to happen, you're there driving. How can you make yourself be more in control and know more what's going to happen?
I'm going to explain that. I'm not sure.
Okay. Because I think 50-50 is leaving it a little bit too much to fate, isn't it?
I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel comfortable driving the car, but because it's me, I don't know, I'm rubbish at explaining things.
Well, you've said this several times, and actually I would like to disagree with you, because I think you are very good at explaining things. I think it's not always easy to find the words, and I understand that, but the more you practice it, because it sounds like you have to talk people through things at work, do you? What do you have to talk them through?
Everything, because they're stupid. They're just, I don't know, they do something, and I keep having to explain all the old machinery and all the, they put an oil filter in a car, air filters, crankshaft, bolts, the lot, everything. They don't know what they're doing.
Okay. Well, how about if you talked yourself through a little bit of this drive? Would that help you at all? If you talked out loud and said, right, I need to... I mean, you've got a choice. You could either talk out loud the directions, okay, I'm going to turn left at the next junction, or you could talk yourself through what you have to do inside the car.
I can do that in my head, because that's what I've been doing. But
would it help you at all to say it out loud?
I don't think so, no. I think that's just having to think about opening this.
Do you think that's an extra thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just looking at a way to guarantee that this is actually going to be a 6 or a 7 rather than a 5.
I'm not sure, I don't know. I reckon I should just do it and see how it goes.
Okay. I reckon you could get a 6 or a 7, don't you?
Suppose. Yeah.
Alright then. Do you want me to step in and say anything to you in terms of you know, if you're not in the best gear, or if you're missing your mirrors or you're missing your indicators?
Yeah, please.
You want me to help you out with those kind of things? So the control skills.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm not doing it.
Okay. Alright then, when you're ready, let's go. Where will we be going at the end of the next one?
Right.
Right, okay.
Never come out here before and I don't like it.
Okay. What are you looking for? Is it safe?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Just check your door mirrors. Is it safe here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just more bothered about this.
That's right, and you can see through the hedges, can't you?
Yeah. It's just that wall there, I can't really...
Okay, have a quick check to your left so that you know what's happening there, because then you can afford to look over there a little bit longer. What do you think? Is it safe?
No. Maybe a normal drive could have gone, but not really.
Okay. Normal what?
Just someone who's confident. Anyone who can drive a car properly. Would I be able to go
Okay,
now?
is it safe now?
No.
Well, now, good.
Having now.
Okay, let's go now. Is your handbrake off properly?
There's no.
Have a quick check to your left as well. If you keep your head moving here, then it lets you judge a safe gap. And are you in the best position to see?
No.
What could you do?
Forward a bit more.
Okay, you want to do that?
Not sure.
Clutch down a fraction. Okay, is it safe?
No.
It's a good bite. Just keep your head moving. So what's this blue car doing for you?
I thought it was giving me a chance to...
Okay, on that scale of 0 to 10, where 10 was really comfortable with those two junctions, where would you put yourself?
6.
6, okay.
First time I've done anything like that, a busy one.
And the 6 was because you didn't feel totally comfortable in comparison to those junctions where you gave yourself a 10 earlier on. What was the difference with those two junctions?
2 minutes.
Okay, are you going left here? Is it safe behind you? Shall we just pull up for a moment on the left, please? Just hang along here is fine. Okay, and relax. I just want to say, first of all, thank you ever so much, because I know that those 2 junctions were really busy, and that potentially, you know, that was a very challenging situation to deal with. But what you did was you kept it together, and you still made the decisions to go, yeah, and you didn't give in, you know. You let those thoughts creep in of don't like this or never done this before, but you still maintain the control, because it would be easy to just give up, wouldn't it, at that point? Yeah. Okay, so I just want to explore with you a little bit more, James. When you say, you know, you put yourself at a 10, didn't you, in terms of feeling comfortable at the junctions that you'd been practicing earlier on today. I want to know what you think is the difference between those 2 junctions that we've just done, the main difference that means you put yourself down to a 6.
Well, it's just the busy, because it's busy, like, and just cars constantly flying each way, and it's the first time I've done that.
Okay, and what are you, so what if it's busy? And so what if it's the first time that you've done that? Why does that affect how comfortable you feel?
So it's more concentration, and I'm more hesitant about stalling it in the middle of the road, and I don't know.
Okay, so is that a real fear? Does that actually cross your mind? Oh, I might stall it here.
It won't cross my mind back there. Felt like I could do it. Well, that can't put me off.
It felt like you could do it, or you felt...
I don't know. Felt like, well, I could have stalled it. I'm not sure, but I didn't. I sort of like zoned out on my feet and just did it.
You did. Because I was almost tempted to say, because I was thinking that, you know, on the second junction, we really don't want to be stalling at this point. So I noticed and I thought, no, you've got a good bite, you've got a good level of gas, you're going to be able to do this. So I didn't say anything. You obviously, what does zoned out mean? Does that mean you didn't think about it, or you did think about it?
I didn't think about what I was doing down there, just
but you knew you didn't
without
want to
thinking.
stall.
Yeah.
It's really good. Really good. Okay. I made us... Oh no, you turned left, didn't you? I didn't make us turn left. So we're still on track. Alright. Do you want to move away? Because I have no idea where we are.
Am I still going home?
Yes, please. I've never been to Pontefract before. You asked me to pick you up if you didn't check your mirrors and you didn't give your signals, so I'd like you to just think a little bit more about your mirrors.
Yeah.
On the approach to the junctions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you indicate just pulling out, or would you just set off? Because to indicate, wouldn't it maybe, I don't know, make someone think I'm going down there, or would you just leave
Well,
it?
I think that's a really good point. You don't want to mislead people into thinking that you're going down there. How would signalling now affect traffic behind you?
It'd make it stop.
Yeah.
Rather not do that.
Okay.
No, that's not against it.
What did you think about the timing of your signal there?
Pretty good. Alright.
Well, you said it was pretty good.
Well, I think it was.
What was good about it? What did that red car know?
That I was pulling out.
Yeah. done. You made some nice mirror checks there as well. Steer right slightly, it's okay. Remember where you look first. So how did you feel at that roundabout?
Well, I was still a bit nervous, but I only ever get nervous when I'm going that way, because I was going that way when I got hit.
But you still did feel a little bit nervous going this way.
Yeah.
So if we go, where did you put yourself? No, I didn't scale that, did I? How nervous did you feel at that roundabout where 10 is really, really nervous and 0 is?
I'd say about 4.
4, okay. Which came first, mirrors or signal at that point?
Signal, I think.
Alright. Good. Okay. Just switch the engine off a minute. So I'm trying to remember myself the scale that I gave you when we were at the station, at the test centre, and I said, and you gave yourself a 5. You said 50% chance of coping with reading the road ahead and everything that you had to do there, planning your route and being able to control the vehicle, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And I said I wanted you to be able to do it at a 6 or a 7 and that we should aim for that. Where would you put yourself?
About, I don't know, 7, 8. I don't know, what would you say? If how well I did.
Well, I want to know, you say 7 or 8, what sort of things, what evidence have you got for that?
Well,
Get out, 'cause I've got cramp in my foot.
Yeah.
like you said, it's mirrors, but I was pretty comfortable with it.
What did you enjoy? What was the best bit of that drive?
I quite like the bit when we were setting off just after we pulled up on left after the left turn, where pub were on right.
Yeah.
That bit.
Okay. Where you signalled and there was the red car behind us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when there was the traffic and the bit where there was traffic and where it go across road.
Yep. Yep.
That's my first sort of attempt at traffic.
Yes. Right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 right turns.
Well, that bit as well, I was impressed with how I handled that. But no, after we set off where
Oh yeah.
that bit, that's my first attempt at like slowly going and clutch controlling, moving traffic, and then turning right.
Okay.
Just don't like the bit when I clip the curb.
Okay, what caused you to clip the curb?
I'm not sure. Just not enough to write.
Did your mind wander? Did you think about anything else? Can you remember?
I can't remember.
Because it was after the left turn, wasn't it? And after we'd pulled up.
Yeah.
And you'd moved away again. Could you have been congratulating yourself on how you handled moving away?
Might have been.
Because sometimes it is that remaining focused,
Yeah.
and even going back to things that you've already dealt with, can then cause a distraction and produce a mistake.
Mm.
But it's just recognising that,
Yeah.
so that you don't let it happen again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is the end of your 7th or 8th lesson. What progress do you feel you've made today?
Quite a lot of progress. I think just on the way back for when we set off from test centre, that's given me a lot more confidence for whenever I next go out on road, because I know what I can improve on for junctions like when we first set off. So I just know to switch off from what I'm doing down there. Well,
I think that's
I don't know.
no, I think that's very well expressed. It is, and saying zoning out or zoning in, I forget, zoning out. Yeah, I think that's really well expressed, because there are 2 parts to driving.
Mm-hmm.
There's inside the car and there's outside the car. And if you are able to switch off on what's happening inside the car, then it means these skills are becoming more automated.
Mm-hmm.
And you're better able then to focus on what's happening outside the car. So it's brilliant that you recognise that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that you can see therefore the difference between being able to ride your bike and being totally at ease with the controls and how to control it, and the difficulties that you have now with driving a car, that it's the control of the car, because your ability to read the road ahead and to forward plan has been practiced, hasn't it, on your bike?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you, James.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. How many thank yous can a man have?
Let's step outside the car. It's
Can't.
Are you in tonight?
Pardon?
Are you in tonight?
Yeah, should be.
Right, try and remember to give you a call, and we'll book some lessons in.
Almost.
It's alright, it's alright, that's it.
We're doing me heading.
It does me as well. I'll give you a ring and we'll sort some lessons out as well.